Hello everybody, my name is Thi Thanh Huong. I'm from Vietnam and it's my honor to be here today to have a talk about the TRACK1 overnight with the Asian Research Network. And I'm going to share all of my experiences about the academic life in Korea. Back to 2015, when I was very young, at 22 years old, I was debating myself between two options of either staying in Vietnam to continue my job or doing further study at graduate school. I learned about University of Science and Technology, UST. I had no hesitation to choose UST as my destination at that time. The first was the opportunity to conduct trendy research that wouldn't be possible elsewhere. As UST campuses are government-funded research institutes, the research responds immediately to the national situation. It's a very special experience for all students. The second is that there is less administrative work to be done by students. You can get more autonomy when conducting research. The two advantages I could take at UST just blew away the potential headache of choosing school. That's how I started my master's degree on the Bioanalytical Science, a Center for Bioanalysis at UST Chris campus, the Korea Research Institute of Standards and Science. And the UST curriculum is very unique. You can not only work at the government-funded institute, but also at the same time you have to study. And during my master's study, I considered researching on protein quantification. As you know, in the last few decades, proteinomics techniques have opened a new era in the protein analysis, stimulating a growing interest in the fields of clinical chemistry and the biological and pharmaceutical industries, for such as areas diagnosis, prognosis, and the therapeutic prediction of disease. However, the multiple steps required prior for protein and peptide analysis are a limiting factor for large-scale validation and variation, and should be assessed. This drawback and the critical requirements for continuous method innovation propose a direct challenge to all the national metrology institutes to establish a primary reference method of the reference materials for proteomic qualification approaches, and it is paramount that the analytical outcomes reflected are traceable to the metrological equivalence of higher order measurement. 2.5 years living in Korea is not a long period compared to others, but UST holds a special place in my heart. It's where I found the right experiences and opportunities to begin a new chapter of my life. The environment that UST provided was something very unique, which we worked hard to experience at other schools or elsewhere. I always sought out new experiences, found it perfect for me. I was particularly fond of the fact that I could interact with other people from a variety of fields of study and countries. Moreover, experience at UST planted a completely different value in me. I learned to cooperate with those who are from different backgrounds and cultures and learn easily find solutions to solve the problem through creative thinking. And UST environment encourages students to think about how to practically solve the issues, which enabled me to discover answers in my research It was immensely helpful in earning practical experience. And I still remember, at first, when I was a newbie in my school who didn't know how to do anything, I was afraid to even ask, what can I do? Or I cannot do that to the researchers or my professors. However, everyone were very happy and accepted my shortcomings warmly. They created an environment where I could learn gradually with opportunities for overseas training and other conference participation. Apart from, there wasn't much pressure to compare myself and compete with peers. Rather, they made me aspire to higher standards. Surrounded by senior researchers and professors, I was always motivated to work with them. Although I'm currently back in Vietnam and working at the Directorate for Standards, Metrology and Quality as an official, my time in Korea still remains to be an unforgettable memory. The time I dedicated every moment with own energy, effort, and passion. My years at USD will surely work in my advantage in the long run. In fact, I think one of the reasons that the office that I work nowadays hired me was that they were looking for a person who can be well opinionated from both the input and output perspective. You might always say, I was lucky because I turned in my applications when opinions from both perspectives have come into high demand. You may think that most of students will become researchers. Yes, if so, it will be surprised to see that USD graduate students are making a difference in more diverse areas than you may think. Many of them will become researchers, of course, but there are many others who find their way into major companies, the private or the governmental companies, or find their places in areas completely unrelated to their original major. The future is just an open book for all students, making use of the resources at USD as much as possible, and take the initiative to choose what your future will be, and do not settle for what you have right now. And nowadays, South Korea's position as is one of the world's most innovative nations with a variety of remarkable achievements. Innovation and technology are the key factors that have underpinned Korean export competitiveness and fueled the country a remarkable economic rise over the past decades. The high R&D intensity that have Korea become a global leader in information and communication technologies has emerged from historically the top-down innovation system that promotes close collaboration between government, industry, and the academic community in the process of nation building. In light of this, Korea will need to maintain its position as a global leader in technology and innovation in order to retain its global competitive advantages. And this is all about my talk today, and thank you for listening.
And that was a great memory about UST.
Very good, everybody. And then I really enjoy you guys' talk. And then I will do the closing remark by introducing this Korea Science and Engineering Association in Singapore. So we found 2013 It's very small and inspired actually by the activity like America, Asia Research Network. Not America. See, look at me. I just said America. Why? Because we are so into the consensus of America, but the Professor Lee actually found this activity from very early year 2007. The concept of how Asia research networking together, for example, Korea, together with the Northeast Asia, which is China and Japan. Also, right now, after this whole revolution of interact with the South Asia, that is including the India, Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, and importantly in Singapore. The whole concept is basically generated by or the coined by this activity of Asia Research Network. And then you heard today very important talk from Professor Huong Lee regarding brain mobility in Asia Research Network. So this is the activity exactly what we want to pursue as a Korean Scientists and Engineers Association in Singapore. We are living in Singapore, and then Professor Lee in Seoul. But now, as you see that we can gathering together, working in the same time zone, pursue great Asia Research Network development. So today we have online right now. It's very late. Right now in Korea it's 8 p.m. Right now Singapore is 7 p.m. Online participate more than 20 people. Offline is 20 or so. So we gathering together. So we have a very, very good time. I especially thanks to Professor Lee. So we listen to his close and comment about AIN, few minutes, then let's finish our session. So we have a great session tomorrow. This is the track 1, Forum and Network for Foreign Student Alumni, which we are very proud of from Southeast Asia and India. I'm very proud of listening to your talk today and then very inspired. And then we're hoping that we continue to do the work together with you guys all. Professor Huong Lee, can you just say a few words and then let's close this session? Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Professor Nam Jun-jo. It is also my great pleasure for being with you and also participant, especially the speaker from somebody who experienced Korea and also the activities in their native country currently. I am very much impressed, like what I was educated, what Professor Nam Jun-jo was educated in the US. So our education background help us to go global and the expansion of a boundary. So I believe this kind of small concept become, kind of another platform for gathering, making interconnection, and also giving certain knowledge to share with someone else. So I believe this first track 1, the track 1 presentation and also impression may continue next year, even though this time we've been organized pretty well, but the length of presentation was not the same each other. However, we have a certain impression and also great success of like education together with many people from different worlds, especially ASEAN country and India. So we hope again, Professor Nam Jun-jo can take another leadership for continuity for the great success representing your society And that not only as a Korean, but as well as like kind of the one person can make big differences, and also inspiring something with a great insight may change small society to become big society. Again, I deeply appreciate all your participants and audience for sharing your knowledge and experience. And also we are looking forward to seeing each other again through the platform, either in Asian Research Network or another platform to be well connected. Again, thank you very much, Professor Namjoon Jo. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And then just few announcements. Tomorrow in the main session, we have a very exciting talk, not only the COVID-19 scientific talk, our talk, and so on. We have the very special talk from the COAS group, Professor Soo Kyung-sin, to give you a talk about how the arts combining with the engineering convergence space of digital transformation era, which those activities are highlighting in a lot of places, including the Singapore government and all the non-profit space. And then also we have a talk about creation momentary value for the societal impact, that is tomorrow, and then including the World Economic Forum and so on. And we're gonna have an additional talk for the different talk from the Asia Research Network. So please stay tuned for tomorrow. Today is just beginning. We are big success right now. And tomorrow we will continue. Thank you very much for everyone who are attending this late meeting. And thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. Sorry.